It was pretty scary, to be honest. I didn't know what to expect being the first time home buyer. It was actually easier than anything I could ever imagined.
Well, when I first got into real estate, I'll be honest with you, I don't think that, I think I just did it by working hard. I definitely don't think that anyone will argue that I'm not a hard worker. But I think there's a joy that comes from helping somebody. I didn't know that I was going to feel the way that I felt when I helped someone buy their dream home, or I helped someone sell a home that they've tried 3 different times, to sell thinking that maybe it was impossible. And so I think a lot of my satisfaction over the years has really come from my clients.
I decided to get into real estate because I had a bad experience buying my first house. I did all the work. I looked online for a house. I called agents to go see if I could see the house because my agent wasn't doing a good job. And so I felt like it had to be better. It had to be better out there. Mike Reese sold my first house, my agent, and the process he used just blew me away. And I knew, because he showed so much expertise, that he was going to get the job done, that I wanted to do that and make people not feel the way I felt when I bought my first house.
So when Casey and I decided to buy a home, I had an acquaintance who was a traditional agent. We contacted him. After a couple days, hadn't heard anything back, so we decided to go another way. We contacted an expert advisor. Within a few hours, we had contact, and the next day we were looking at homes.
I never felt abandoned. Anytime I called, he answered my call, or he called back within 30 minutes. We kept in contact daily. Sometimes I probably annoyed him because I called him so much, because I really wanted to buy the perfect home, because this was the last home that I wanted. He was able to talk to me about what I was really looking for. We talked constantly. He sent me different things. He told me about the different areas, because there's so many small towns around here. I really didn't know the different areas.
We looked at probably 20, 30 homes. It seemed we were so picky. The living room wasn't big enough. The backyard wasn't big enough. We didn't like that it was on a busy street, and the experience with our expert advisor just really was patient and thorough and continuing to be on the hunt for us. And finally we found the home. When we walked in, that was it.
Over the years, the real estate industry has really changed a lot. And I don't know if it's really so much the internet, but that's a lot of it. One of the things that is really obvious is that a sole practitioner just doesn't have the time to do everything. And I've seen both models. I've seen the team approach, I've seen the standard team approach, I've seen the individual approach. But under the expert advisor system, one of the things that is really important to the satisfaction of our clients that we work with all the time is the law of execution. Because the real estate market's very dynamic, and the processes that you use to provide a great experience for your clients, they're not static. They have to be constantly refined, and they have to be constantly tweaked. And what we try to do is put team members in place that will handle the key components of that transaction. We have people that are focused on the closing process. We have people that are focused on making sure that every phone call gets answered. So in the selling process, if there's a buyer that's interested in that home, we have an opportunity to reach out to them and get them involved in the process to get an offer on that home. There's just so many things that have to happen, and it's the way you build a team, it's the way you coordinate the team, and it's the way that team executes against the priorities of our clients and makes that process an enjoyable and satisfying and profitable home buying or home selling experience.
Not only do you have me working for you as your expert advisor, but you've got a team. Where if you were to go somewhere else and hire a real estate agent, they're going to be doing every single aspect of the process, as far as making sure it gets to closing, this and that, where We've actually got a transaction coordinator, a listing coordinator, a courier.
Now, the marketing research team, we have people that are involved in inside sales, in analysis of what the market trends are, making sure that we have all of the information that we need so that, for example, when we price a home, we price the home right.
We decided to sell our home that we were renting out, and so I got with my expert advisor. We sat down and reviewed the market, analyzed what homes were selling for, what was on the market currently, and what we could sell my home for. We did a pre-inspection on the home. We did a coming soon on the home. We actually did some, we fixed up a few of the things on the houses that my expert advisor helped find the right people to fix these at a reasonable rate, and then we pushed the market and got what I needed on the home.
There's a lot of people who will come in, take an average of price, which is what we call a CMA in the marketplace, and just slap a price on a home, and it may or may not be right.
You know, that's not a great way to price a home by saying, well, this is how much the home sold down the street, this is how much yours is worth. So what we've done is we've put together some systems to better determine what the value of your home is, and that's not by using a CMA.
I believe that the happiest agents and the happiest customers come with, going through those expectations and having a clear understanding and advising them on the front end. And that's always served me well.
Honestly, I'm more of an emotional buyer because my home is my castle, and I have to feel comfortable that I have all of the features that I wanted. And my expert advisor, like I said, I gave him a list of the features, and he was able to find some of the houses. He sent me to find the house that I wanted. So.
Our expert advisor didn't take us to a whole bunch of houses that maybe we liked but wouldn't necessarily want to buy. Every house he showed us was a house that we wanted to buy. Plus, he knew exactly the house we would buy. And we laughed about it afterwards because he said, "Told you so," when we picked it. So there was absolutely no wasted time. We went straight to the houses every single time, straight to the houses we would buy. And finally, after only, I think, 3, straight to the house we wanted.
Because we did sell our home in Palmetto, and we worked with realtors, not expert advisors. And it was very evident that what they were doing for us in the sale of our home in Manatee County was so far less, and these were personal friends, was so far less than what this expert advisor did for us in purchasing this home. And I don't know whether the knowledge level was different.
Since joining the Michael Reese home selling team, I have become a certified expert advisor. Under that, I have been certified as a home selling advisor and a home buying advisor.
When I got into real estate, training was very important to me. And one of the reasons I joined the Michael Reese home selling team is because of the level of expertise and the level of training that they provided. Because that level of training ultimately translates into you helping both your buyers and your seller achieving their goal.
My expert advisor training has basically been a master's degree for me, more so than what other agents would get, just like a bachelor's degree. It's more education. And what that's helped me with my clients is I'm more knowledgeable in the market, I'm more knowledgeable in closing a house, I'm more knowledgeable in finding different avenues to make them more money on the sale of their house, as well as save them money on the purchase of their house.
It's not just a certification. Right now, I don't remember the number, I'll just guess, but there's probably 40,000 licensed agents in the city in which Metroplex that I work in. And 85% of them have no, specific certification. So yeah, if you can work with a team, someone who specializes in the buying process, someone who specializes in the contract to close, someone who specializes, if you're a seller, in the marketing, if you have your choice to work with someone who has a certification versus doesn't, why wouldn't you?
The experience with the Michael Reese home selling team was great because we had to make a strategic decision in a poor housing market to either sell or rent our house and then buy the house that we wanted. And in buying the house that we wanted to make sure that we got the best deal so we could make sure we could build value on the house. And we were unable to sell our house at the time that we were in at the price that we wanted. So the Michael Reese home selling team advised me on what I needed to do to rent my home out, get a fair rate, and then get into the house at the square footage that we wanted, at the price that we wanted, and it was very easy and there was no inconvenience to do it.
We didn't speak with any other agents because after meeting with our expert advisor, we were very impressed and we didn't feel the need to look any further.
I think it's a choice, you know? At the end of the day, it's a choice. And so just like anything, you can have anything you want, but ultimately it's your choice. And I don't think that you choose your agent based upon, you know, the car they drive, if they live in your neighborhood. I think maybe it sounds bad, but I always say, you know, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. I told a client one time, I said, you know, it's supply and demand that sells real estate.